little cake board tutorial 101. How just one of the ways how I set them up, and to help give you ideas, not necessarily how you have to do them. So I like to glue them down to, I just grab a piece of scrap wood, got this OSB here, and I like to glue them down with some liquid nails. It's basically what this is. This is just a big tube for doing subfloors here. So you want to take the paper off, because the cake could rip off if you just glue it to the paper. What it looks like, sorry, what it looks like is this from the factory, and then rip the paper off, and it looks like this. There's a little board under here that's already glued on most 350 and 500 gram cakes. So I already got this pre-cut, but I take this paper, rip it off, rip it off like that. Then come over here and glue it. Some glue on there. You don't need a lot, that's probably enough there. So you get some glue on it there, like say something like that. Press it down. You want to do this about, I would recommend at least 24 hours before you're gonna do your show or light them off. Give you time to let the glue dry. And I like to preset. I would preset up my cakes just like this, exactly how they're gonna go before gluing them, with the fuses all in front and in a row, is the spacing you want, stuff like that. So this is a 350 gram cake board I'm building here, about the same as 500. And then this is one I already have set up to kind of show you what it would look like being done with these. I'm gonna have a little file here for New Year's. These are 200 gram cakes. I fused it double, so it's looped, so it comes down here, loops around and back, so it'll actually burn this way, like these two fingers, or that way in case there's a fail. It's kind of an extra fail-safe fusing technique. Use the white fuse. I want all these to go off pretty much at the same time. You're getting about 0.1 to 0.4 seconds a foot on the white fuse. So let's look at how I do that. And then I just use duct tape. You can use just about any kind of tape or zip ties. I don't really like zip ties personally. They're just plastic garbage. The duct tape will like burn up, and it's way cheaper. I cut it down in strips about this size right here. So I'm using barely any tape. Like a roll like this will last. It would last tons of shows or years. So that's basically about the cheapest thing you can use. But a technique that I like, and a little tip that will help you, is right here. You want to make sure you leave the powder of the fuse exposed. So as it's burning this way, the fire, it will hit that while it's exposed. You don't want to cover that up, and you want to make sure that you leave that exposed when you tape it, and don't cut the oxygen off to it. And then I don't wrap it very tight either, because I want oxygen in there while it's burning. So it's pretty fail safe. I mean, I might have some fails here and there, but it's a real cheap method using the glue and that. So, and then this is a cake funnel board here with the 200 grams, where you want them to all go off at the same time. And then this board right here, I'm gonna set it up to where one at a time goes off, so I can demo off the past fire cake series from Pyro Planet. So you want to look on your cake to see the duration of it. This right here, 25 seconds. I'm gonna use green fuse, safety fuse, which burns at about 30 seconds. So I want about 30 seconds a foot, so I want about just slightly less than a foot. And I could go from this fuse on this cake to the next fuse on this cake, and then this cake and this cake and that cake, and so on. And it should go one cake and then the other. Another way you can do it is cut into the back of the cake and tee onto that fuse, the tee onto the last fuse of the shell, of the last tube of this cake. But I don't really want to cut into the cakes on these. And then also some people like to take the tops off of the tubes, but for me, for this show I'm doing, if you're doing a show, it's kind of better to leave the tops on. It will protect the next cake from fallout of the cake that's going off by having this wrap left on, versus if it's exposed like this, you get a spark that goes down in there, boom, light that cake off, and you got a chain reaction and a big old mess, something like that. So it's just kind of a little cake board setup tutorial here that I got going on for New Year's.